How long does it take to max out a legendary commander? Well, this question is particularly tricky to answer. There are so many factors involved. Which events you play, your VIP level, how many bundles you purchase if you spend in the game, the luck factor involved in the events you play, such as in the Wheel of Fortune, the skill factor involved in other events, like for example in Ark of Osiris, but mostly how fast you want to max out a commander. Let's speak about it. The time factor is the most important variable when we are looking to understand the cost and the time to expertise a legendary commander. To have a perspective of this, if we had to put the cost in numbers, we would have to use multiple ranges, depending on how fast you wish to max out a commander starting from scratch, then subdivide those same ranges in multiple other ranges based on your spending level, if of course your spending level would allow to max a commander in that specific time range in the first place. And here comes in play the luck factor and the events that the game rotates periodically, which consent you to gain the legendary sculptures you need. You can see by yourself that the estimation we are talking about are pointless, because too many variables are influencing the results. So we will use the real player's experience to give some examples of what it really takes to max out a legendary commander. First, how long does it take to max out a gold chest commander without spending any gems to acquire sculptures and without any universal sculpture conversion? All of you already know this, but here is a table of the cost in sculpture depending on the grade of the commander. In case of a legendary commander, it will take us 690 sculptures plus 10 to unlock, for a total of 700. If you are an active player, logging in every day and actively playing the game for around 1 hour, I can tell you that it will take between 900 and 1200 days to max out a commander like El Cid, Frederick I, Caesar, Mehmed, etc. It took me 1050 days as a low spender to max out the last old generation commander I was missing, Frederick I. I will not count Mehmed II because he was introduced later, or Ragnar, which is pretty recent. This speech is not true for gathering commanders. They will require much less time to be maxed out, first because the percentage of pulling their sculptures from the gold chests seems to be higher in any of the examples I've taken a look at, despite the fact it is not indicated in the info box of the tavern, and also because certain events will provide sculpture chests for free, just by completing the quests or going up in ranking. The biggest impact in maxing out a commander not included in any other event except the Wheel of Fortune and the Mightiest Governor, and after many months Card King, is given by your VIP level. See, over time, getting 1, 2, or 3 free sculptures per day is actually very relevant. I played the game for more than 1150 days. I got to VIP 14 after 250 days approximately, being very active and being part of a top tier alliance, so receiving a lot of gold chests. This means that for 900 days I got 3 free gold heads per day, for a total of 2700 sculptures, plus the others I got before that point when I was VIP 10 or VIP 12. Let's say that I maxed 4 commanders just with the free gold heads over the course of my regular logins in Rise of Kingdoms, which in perspective, it's not a lot, just a bit more than 1 free commander per year with the VIP level benefits. Of course, the game gives you multiple other ways to gain sculptures if you are active: Karyak's Ceremony, KVK rewards, 48 hours events, Champions of Olympia, Ark of Osiris, seasonal events, More Than Gems event, but there are many other events that regularly rotate in the game calendar. Let's start from free-to-play players. We will speak only about habitual players, not about casual players, so people who log in every day and grind their way out. According to my data, those players will need between 5 and 10 months to max out a single legendary commander. This range is very wide because it depends on if they are in an alliance that allows them to boost the VIP level to at least 10, so they can receive 1 gold head per day. Active low spenders with a VIP level of minimum 12 will have the chance to max the commander out in between 4.5 and 7 months, depending on the events the game releases, the amount of victories in Ark of Osiris, but mostly a good management of the spending, very focused on getting the best value possible, such as with promotional packs and recharge rewards, which will give you gold sculptures. If your VIP level is 14 and higher, you can hope to max a commander out in between 3.5 and 5.5 months. Mid-spenders will most certainly max out a commander in between 3 and 4 months. Mid to high spenders will require between 2.5 and 3.5 months for a maxed commander, while high spenders may require between 2.5 and 3 months, and very, very high spenders around 2 months. This of course can vary a lot depending on if the mid to high spenders and above that start placing themselves in good rankings in the Mightiest Governor event if the commander is available in MGE. If it is available in the Wheel of Fortune, the level of luck in the Wheel of Fortune can greatly impact the range too. You can check my video on the topic, card up on the top. We analyzed everything about the Wheel of Fortune. The very high spenders can cut the time necessary even more by max purchasing the Living Legend bundle every single day. As you can see, many are the ways in which the time range can be affected, but one thing is for sure. The shorter it becomes, the more costly it gets. And not in a linear way. Cutting 15 or 20 days off 10 months for a free-to-play player may require just a daily gem grinding to be spent in the events that give you the most rewards, such as for example the Wheel of Fortune or the More Than Gems event, while for a low spender maybe it will cost just a few bucks during recharge events and then spending those same gems on the Wheel of Fortune or other events. But cutting just a week off the total time, 1 week on 2 or 3 months for mid to high spenders may require literally thousands of dollars in bundles. So you can see that the time to cost proportion is not linear here, but the graphic would look something like this. Here on the screen you can also see a table that recaps what we have said so far. Is it worth it? Well, to be honest, I don't think so, especially because after you get the commanders you need, you will always need to make a choice and bench other commanders. Of course, it's in the interest of the developers and the game to keep releasing commanders that become meta, but it is better to focus your attention to your specific role within your alliance and kingdom and act consequently. I am always in favor of targeted investments and I will always prefer to invest less and get more. Anyway, always remember that spending on a game is not at all your priority, and especially during the difficult times we are facing, maybe a savings account will be a better idea. But that's up to you, of course. Everyone is free to spend money as they please. I hope you found this conversation about time and investment somehow interesting, and I will see you on the next one.